We have bananas in chat, my friends, which I very much appreciate. I've timed this thing to perfection, like literally starting at 4 o'clock, but really should be here a minute or two earlier. Because I need to communicate with Iskal. And it just kind of occurred to me that I didn't plan to be near 0-0 when I logged out, but I kind of am. So if Iskal's around here, we'll get to pass the stream torch or whatever's going on today. I'm at 0-0. I'm here. Iskal, we're waiting for you. Yeah. Iskal's at his gold farm. I got no idea where his gold farm is or how to get there. And by the way, I've built a gold farm as well. Everyone's building gold farms right now, okay? That's going to happen, but do not be discouraged. The gold farm I have built is different, very different from what other people have. Actually, you've seen my latest video. You've probably seen my latest episode. It's even better than that, okay? It gets better. That's all I'm saying, okay? You think you've seen it, it gets upgraded in a big way. Ah, right above his portal. Well, I know his portal is roughly in this area. Like, sort of over there somewhere. I do. I, my friend, have an ender chest for you. Suma, please message Iskal in chat saying that piglins give blackstone. I don't know that they do. I don't know their loot tables off by heart. Right, we've got noises in the ear from Madaguy, 31, with the Prime subscription. Thank you so much. Helicasified for 3 months. Dull Dragon with the Prime. And Hakaru Yuku is here. Hey! Here you go. Iskal, take the ender chest. Bam. And he gave me something. Oh, it's a soul torch. Why? Of course wouldn't it be? I do not want to risk placing that down. There we go, we got the soul torch and we're ready to go do a stream. How was Iskal's stream, people? You got to tell me what he got up to. Look at me, I feel like I'm literally just running off like, hi Iskal, bye Iskal. I'm just so keen to get going here. He's just standing still. He did his gold farm, cool. It was nice. It says derpiest of all. What a username. I'm sorry, but you know, your username is false. We do not need trigger. Coordinate hub toggle. We do not need that right now. I've been out and about exploring. I've been gathering materials. And we're being raided. Oh my goodness me. Oh, the last thing I expected right now was some sort of raid. I mean, yeesh. Oh, wait a minute. It's a Hermitcraft livestream day. Of course there's a raid. Iskal, if you're listening, dude, hope you had a good one. Thank you for the raid. And the amount of dinglings in my ear right now is going through the roof. Wow. You brought over all the resubscribing peeps with you. Well, welcome everyone. We'll read some names in the ear in a little bit. Names in the ear, you know, things that I say when I'm streaming. Some noises in the ear, some names, some supporters. We'll read all that stuff soon. If you haven't seen my latest episode of Hermitcraft, we have a new addition in the area. And it looks glorious and weird and funky. And I love everything that we're doing this season with the build projects, okay? It is all about a process of like, you know, we've got a concept and we're just gonna, you know, execute an idea each and every time and not fuss too much over the specifics, and then really cool and crazy builds come out of that, you know. I can lean towards being a perfectionist, and if I do that, I will spend far too much time on a single project. And not much will get done overall, which is bad news. The bad news blues. Right, we're dropping off all these materials that I've been out and about gathering. I thought this was going to be part of my live stream today. I thought I was going to be gathering all of this blackstone with all of y'all. And then I found out that I had gathered loads. Loads and loads and loads and loads. So, everything that I need to leave over here is in these shulker boxes. I'm going to pick up a couple more shulker boxes as well. And should we make a netherite tool to celebrate the beginning of this stream? I think that we should, okay? I think that's what we should do. That's what we're gonna do. You know, this helmet just doesn't feel right. I feel like, there we go, there we go. Hi, how are you doing? There's a whole bunch of people here making noises in my eardrum. Let's read them all out. Okay, I'm gonna blitz through these because there really is a crazy amount. Debon Diamonds 123, G Pax, Kraken Do, Maurice 8CF the Vixen, Herminator. Many of these people subscribing for 16 months. Incredible support here. Mayo Lador, Dorky Minecraft, Megan246, Droid Dude, Billman68, Awesome Tree, Salty Hallerman, Chibi, Eagle Fam for 45 months there, Poison Dart 8, Snowfire 892, Synestia, Jazz Daddy S, Gun Rover for 33 months, Wingman 980, Reloss, Nexa Green, Vaporize XL, Catkin63 for 37 months, incredible, and Official Jaden here with cheers and bits, thank you so much dude, Leah Leia for 49 months, goodness me. Being Choir Boy for 39 months. Let's do it. 13579 is here. Cat in a Box as well with a subscription. Melis Mealy, Clavically, The Crazy Inventor, Nuka Aid Dragon for 2 months there. And Dr. Meme is here with a message saying, hi, I saw an unsavory reply to your Strider Suma Star Wars meme. And I don't want to call them out, but I just want to know, as an LGBT, I really appreciate that you support and stand for us. And that meme was cute and fun. Dr. Meme, I absolutely support, all... I don't know how to say it, inclusively, but like, I just believe, unless someone is harming another individual, whoever it is you are to be in this world, be it, That's all I can say. I will support anyone being who they authentically are. It requires little explanation to me. Unfortunately, some people carry ideas that, I don't know, conceptual ideas in their mind of what other people are doing with their lives is a problem to them. It ain't a problem to me. And I actually saw the tweet and the interaction that you were talking about, and I've been umming and ahhing about talking about it, but I will talk about it right here. If that person is listening, I want them to just understand how they come across. I'm not going to tell them what they are, but it comes across as them being very antagonistic and looking for a problem. I saw that interaction, okay? The meme was, it's a trap, okay? In the Star Wars movie, there is this line, it's a trap, from Admiral Akbar or whatever his name is, and I kind of look a little bit like him, and so this tweet went out of a meme that Wells made. Has nothing to do with transsexuality, but this person seemed to look for a reason to say that it was, and that it was hateful. And then when someone else interacted with them purely asking why they thought that, that person then got some sort of negative response as well. To me, this struck me as a person who was looking for a reason to be upset about something, and it's up to them to, think it over and wonder if that's what they were doing or not. That's just my perspective on the matter. And yeah, I think there's too much of that in this world. I think there's too much of going out there and looking for a problem. We've got to give people the benefit of the doubt. We've got to be like, what's this saying? API. Assume positive intent, especially when you're on the internet, okay? We're all communicating with text. Text eliminates facial expressions, tone of voice, all of these other things. And with those things, you can understand what someone is saying when they ask you a question. Are they going, oh, can you explain that to me, please? Or are they going, oh, can you explain it to me then? There's very big differences there, right? So we should assume the positive online, I believe, because we are simply just communicating with one another, and we should give people the benefit of the doubt in those situations. And if you're not sure, you can ask them. Now, what tool do I want to upgrade here? I kind of want to go for a pick. And do you know what? It doesn't really matter that this is fortune. Oh no, it's the shovel. I'm glad I thought this through. Okay, fortune on a shovel, not great for collecting gravel. Therefore, the tool that we want to upgrade today together is this one right here. Look at that, beautiful. Cool. Who is the message from again? Dr. Meme, thank you for bringing that up, because I was umming and ahhing about it, and I think that came out the right way. I think I said what I had to say about that, and it was disappointing. I watched it on Twitter and I thought, I'm not going to get involved here, because if someone is, having this sort of negative experience of assuming the worst, if I try and interact with text, they are then possibly going to assume the worst of my interaction again. So people out there on the internet, remember, the way we communicate with one another on the internet through text, it's missing elements that are very important to understanding one another. Which we could try and give people the benefit of the doubt, try and see eye to eye, and assume people are more reasonable than not. And do you know what? When someone appears to be being rather unreasonable, you don't have to get involved as well, like I didn't. I chose not to get involved, and I think that's probably the right way to go about it. You know. Okay, right, so we should probably get back on track with what we are doing. I need to explain what I am doing. Okay, I am making nether bricks. I could go to tear down a fortress, but I have a super smelter over here, and I'm going to load it up with netherrack and produce nether bricks. There is a sea lantern missing from up there. I do not know at what point in time that sea lantern went missing, but I've identified that it has gone missing, and this is concerning to me. Why did it disappear? It is such a mystery. Peeps, I haven't live streamed in a few days and I'm loving it. I love this time. Thank you everyone for coming by and hanging out with me. Be sure to hit that follow button if you ain't done so already. I'll be streaming again tomorrow because tomorrow is a live stream Hermitcraft day. It's one of those days. I once thought netherrack was called nethercrack. Well, there's cracked nether bricks. So there's a little bit of crack in this game, I guess. If you like cracks in your walls, you know, your nether brick walls. Can you play guitar, says Exit Fire. I can, and I went through a period a couple of years ago of playing, you know, every day religiously for a couple of hours, recording me playing and putting it on my YouTube channel, and then I really fell out of guitar because I kind of had too much of a sort of disciplined mindset about it, and it kind of, I think it like backfired essentially, was my problem. You know, like I got too focused on it and lost sight of having fun. And last week I've picked up the guitar and played a couple of times actually and really enjoyed it, and also just found that like a lot more of my skill level is there than like there's a lot more in muscle memory than I would expect after hardly playing for a couple of years, right? Playing and singing at the same time, a little bit, you know, you gotta get back into it a bit more first, X, you know. You ain't quite ready for that, but yeah, you know, and I'm not going to make anything of it. I'm just going to pick up the guitar and play every now and then when I feel like it. It's good to have some time to do something like that, because I'm such a, like, regimented type person, you know? Now is making video time. Go make video for 2 hours, non-stop. Now do this, now live stream, you know? That's how my mind works. Cool. Right, I should read some noises in the ear. Let's hope nothing shoots at us, because I'm literally going to stand here out in the open, and then we're going to start work on transforming this entire area. Now I need to bring up my noises in the ear on my screen. Where did we get to? I Like Grub is here for 3 months. We got Big Papa House for 15. Sir Think 1, Sir Woodsy, Sigmat TV, Toguro Joe for 20 months, Magical Mango, Poopiest Cat, I'm going to rename your name. Star vs. The Outside. Stahelios. Nyrocarian 01. Moontide 77. Sky Shadow 5. Shrinking Brot here with cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. Nick Nasty TV for 60 months. My goodness me. Saying, I don't know if we've seen this many viewers before. How many viewers do we have? 11,500. My goodness me. I actually don't know. I actually don't know if that's a record or not, because earlier in this stream, in the season, we did have like close to 10,000, but I can't remember if it ever went above that. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you're going to enjoy our adventures here in the Nether. We're going to be transforming this landscape is my plan. It's going to be pretty bonkers actually. We'll do a bit of that, and then we'll go get some ancient debris and upgrade a pick when this one runs out. That's kind of my plan. We have Wallace, FreeR3D for 2 months, Willy or Willy Not, Hulk Sco with cheers and bits, Stickman Sam for 4 months, Winnie's Holt for 15, Ghost Rider for 2, Evac HC, Raka91 Actual for 7 months, Minecraft with Mitch for 11, Demonaki with the Prime. Gamer Chick for 42, saying, what is the meaning of life? The answer 42. Coincidentally, it's the number. If mumps, I choose to support you, my dude. Love ya. Thank you so much, Gamer Chick. Yeah, what is the meaning of life? Do you know what I think the meaning of life is? I think the meaning of life is to figure out a way to have a good time and to make the most of your time, okay? And that's not me saying I got the answer. I don't think there actually is. I don't think there actually is a meaning. But, like, give it your own meaning. Because in the absence of meaning, creating your own... Didn't I just have 40 rockets? Now I've got 7. What's going on here? Look, Mr. Ghast, I was trying to make a little speech about the meaning of life. You ruined it. Oh, you're making me angry now. Why are you being difficult? Okay, now you're wrecked. Now you are wrecked. Let's get a look at the land that we need to tear apart. I kind of need to get up here, actually, just a little bit above, like that. With the sound effects as well. Hey, I think I was inside, you know, that little one high block space there for a moment. So this is our life now. The meaning of life is to find meaning in your life. The meaning of life is to avoid gas so you don't die. The meaning to F life is peace of mind. Peace of mind, yeah, that's a good part of having a healthy life, I guess. Peace of mind, right? I try to find peace of mind as much as I can. It's not always easy, but you've got to talk to yourself a little bit, you know? Think about what you're feeling. Think smart about it. Right, those noises in that ear. Marmot95 for 10 months. Blastemus with the Prime. I am the Prophecy, gifting the sub to Lil Jeddah. Thank you so much for giving the sub, dude. Unicorns for all with cheers and bits, saying, assume a happy stream day. Been enjoying reading your music blogs. Okay, we'll stand here for a second. Inspire me to listen to some different styles of music. Awesome, Unicorns for all. I'm always interested in hearing different styles of music. To be fair, this year and a bit of last year, I've kind of just sort of toned down the exploration and discovery a little bit. It's just, I've been really into podcasts now for quite some time, and that is time that I used to listen to music. So overall, I've been consuming less music, but I still adore it ever so much, and love to write about it as well as listen to it. Just like getting my thoughts out there, you know. One thing I might not want to do here is make this bit too flat. So if we were to work on that idea just a little bit, we've got this coming over here. Let's actually stick to the edge of this entire perimeter that we're going to be chopping down. And that will probably give us a healthier outlook on where to break the blocks and make it look natural. Could be quite the big task as well. I need to keep sight of where the center of this entire area is. I was also supposed to be using replay mod. Jeez. Sort it out, X. Supposed to be a professional content maker. Where's the replay mod? Awesome Tree is here gifting subs to Slade42, Quacker Duck, A Survivor 08, Easy Cure 24, and Winged Tiger Essie. Thank you so much, Awesome Tree, for supporting our community. Appreciate you doing that. I need to go. Oh! Jeez! Thought you were going to kill me or something. Right, remember, we actually got to collect all of this netherrack. This stuff is important to us right now. Believe it or not, netherrack, a valuable material. I know, it's so strange to say, but we need it for our projects. Do you think empty shulker boxes should stack, says Enos Noose? They could do, but probably makes sense that they don't. Okay, Eagle Fam, gifting a sub to Shadow13. Thank you so much for the gifting of the sub. Atomic Ben with the Prime. Morbrick 77, 15 months. Gamer X85 for 37. We got Great Harlequin, Camel B, The Blue Bomber 30, Stino 112 for 23 months. Commander Iris, Azom Trim, Animarch Streams with the cheers and the bits. I've got a feeling I butchered that one, but there you go. Emblem of Bravery, Yuri Phoenix, Finno Lambert 03, Tanny Glaze for 14 months. Thank you for your incredible support as always, peeps. We've got Can Neil here with a donation saying, hey X, loving your videos and all of the hermits. Do you guys plan on doing something on the top of the roof of the Nether this new update? We do not. Oh, I almost hit you. We do not. We have plans to use the top of the Nether, but purely for like long distance travel or mob farms. But we're not going to do a community hub up there. That's not something we're going to do. Now it's interesting that you asked that, because this is the Nether update. We kind of assumed everyone wants to see what's going on in the Nether, right? Didn't think people would be interested in see us going above the roof of the Nether again. We did that in the beginning of the season, and we ain't going to be building a hub up there or anything like that. That is at least not part of the plan. And I don't know if I should say who's doing the hub. I think we've got a team that are doing the hub, but I don't know if it's like official yet, and I don't see any reason it wouldn't be official, but I just won't say just in case there's a reason I'm unaware of. But we have coordinated among ourselves to have a team that are going to lead the way in the Nether hub. I'm not a part of that team. I'm happy to help out where help is needed. But I, my friends, am already starting work on my own Nether hub, because I've had this vision in my head for a long, long time of a corrupted tower from my overworld here in the Nether. And I've now got the means to make it, and the location here is good, but there's all this netherrack in the way, and there's not a crazy amount of netherrack. So if I remove it, then we'll be able to have a corrupted tower, bringing part of my world to the Nether here, which I think is just going to be fantastic, you know. That is the episode that I am currently working on that goes through all of that. And hopefully gets around to building it as well. This pick, I've got to keep an eye on it. It might break. We got Goofers here, gifting a sub to Supers, Jap. Thank you for gifting the sub, dude. Also, Canale, thank you again for the donation. We got Macronium here for 2 months, and Official Jaden gifting a sub to Excel Sumovoid. I mean, it's literally... Yeah, it's Excel Sumovoid. Now I understand what it's like for other people trying to read my name. Oh, hilarious. Okay, thank you so much for supporting our community with gifted subs. Ali Bees, you have got it. You have got it. You've got included the key word that includes the letter U. It begins with the letter U. Can you figure out what is so special about my corrupted tower? That's right. That is right. Some of you have figured it out, I know, because you're smart. Okay. Let's get the camera account on here. Should be in the correct location if I... Oh no, I had to fly around with it. Okay. Come back to me, and then we'll relog you for the replay. Right, so I'm looking with my camera account, and I can't remember if I left that on and off. Yeah, we still have a big chunk of land to remove. And I'm just going to leave it here, and then minimize it, and it's just going to record the progress over the course of this stream. Yeah, so we've got to keep going around like this, and it will actually come round to a conclusion again. And then that gives us all the space we need to build our corrupted tower. It's going to be a lot of digging, my friends. By the way... Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Jeez! Oh, he almost died. Oh my goodness me, how did I survive that? Whew. Gotta watch out for those piglins. By the way, peeps, I got some news regarding... I mean, it's not terribly exciting, okay? But some people like to hear about my my standing desk or whatever. So I have a standing desk, and I used to use it. I used to live stream standing, and over time I've gotten more and more active, and in doing that I also sat at the computer more. And then I started getting these pains in my elbow, and I could only chalk it down to how I was sitting at the desk. And that was kind of weird, because I'd sat at the desk that way, correct posture and all this for a long, long time. Then all of a sudden it became a problem. So I started standing again. And then I realized that like standing was like, you know, good for your posture if you do it right. It's not as sedative as sitting down. There's tons of information about how sitting down is bad to do a lot of. And so now it's like been my mission to stand at my standing desk. And whenever I sit down at it, it gives me this elbow ache. And so... I sat down the other day for like, I'm not even kidding, half an hour, and that was it. My elbow started hurting again, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna go standing all the time, okay? And I've done that for several days in a row now, just non-stop standing, and it's good. I've gotten used to it. It feels a bit more taxing to just stand up consistently, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I think that came into my mind because now whenever there's a grind in front of me, like, oh, I've got to go and I've got to go and mine out all these nether blocks, right? Like, a grind is probably a little bit more enjoyable when you're sat down. That's why, as soon as I think about doing something grindy at the computer, it's like, and just standing, kind of like pops into my head. But it's good, I'm getting used to it. And I put some blocks of wood. Okay, now we've got to really pay attention here. I put some blocks of wood underneath. Okay, that'll do. Don't want to break this, do I? Let's go. We're gonna have to replace the pick. We'll make another netherite pick later on, is what we'll do. Okay, chuck this in here. And I'll take that back. Okay, so we were talking about the standing desk, right? I totally forgot where I was going with that. Let's see. Standing here and grinding it out. Yeah, so I put some blocks of wood underneath. Ooh, I might want to get rid of that lava while we're kind of here. Yeah, that's a great idea. So there are some blocks of wood that I've now put under my standing desk. This has allowed me to push the height up a little bit more. My arms are now at actual right angles on the table instead of slightly above. And it means that my monitors are at the correct height as well, so I'm looking directly forward. The only thing is I can't actually sit it because the blocks of wood that I got are too big. And they're also a little bit narrow. And where the desk has had like... Okay, the desk is like... The bottom of the desk, you got like a wheel. And then you got the beam, and you got a wheel at the other end. And then you got the support in the middle, like that. Now, where the weight comes through the support over time, it sort of bent the metal very slightly. So when I put blocks underneath it, it means that either end is kind of up a little bit, and it wobbles. So I need to get bigger bits of wood that are got the correct height to go across the span of the whole bar, and they got little feet on them. So anyway, there's these like factors that mean that the desk kind of wobbles, but I've gotten used to it. Like, it wobbles a little bit, but you kind of have to force it. If you're just standing here using the desk, it's absolutely fine. So the only thing I have to do now to fix it is get the different size blocks so that I can actually sit at the desk again. Because if I try and sit at it, it's too high off the ground now, and like my arms are all at an awkward angle and stuff. So that's kind of what's going on with me and my desk, and you know, thinking about good posture and all of that kind of stuff, because I do this for a living, right? So I need to get my posture right when I'm here every day, because over time that's going to add up if I'm doing it incorrectly. And I'm very happy now, because it feels like I'm doing it 100% best I can, you know? To the best of my ability. Ain't that right, little chicken? Ain't that right? Now, I think we are pretty much there in terms of transforming this roof. Now it's all about tearing down this around here. And peeps, I think I should get the camera count on for you, because we kind of need to... Oh, devil with the double team. No, not the double team. Don't hit me. But I'm strafing. You can't hit me because I'm strafing. Oh, that fool got wrecked. That fool got wrecked. Okay. Right, I had a little waffle. Time for reading some noises in the ear and then reading some chat, I think. Let's get that second camera count up. Do I have a button for that? I am not seeing a button for that. I could have swore there was one for that. There really isn't. Oh no, is that it? This is all going to go wrong. If I press the button, I'm betting it's all going to go wrong. I'm going to press the button. Let's see what happens. Okay. I can see my stream. Oh, it all went wrong! Oh, okay, it's all good again. Whew. I got to do it the old school way, you see. Let's have a look. Minecraft 2 display. Let's grab a Minecraft 2. Right. Now you can see it up here, I think. And the landmass that we're going to mine away will be shot from around here. We'll start with this bit. We'll take down all of that, okay? Now, how do I do this so that you can still see that? Should be good now. Should be good. Excellent, excellent. So now you got some, you know, third-person perspective on the matter. Okay, let's go back to those noises in the ear. Widder Shin says, I think if you do a nether base, it'd be cool if you make an upside down tower in the style of your honey towers. It's so nice to catch one of your streams again. Dude, thank you for your cheers and bits. You think on the same wavelength as me. Let me tell you that. Oh, I'll get on my wavelength. Okay. Should I get rid of the glowstone? I'm actually going to keep the glowstone. I feel like it's part of the Nether terrain. It's probably a good idea that it's there. Oof. Oof, it is windy. It's making my doors and windows rattle. Big gust of wind coming through right there. Oof. Yeah, thank you for the cheers and bits. Also, I didn't get to stream in the week. It was a hot day, and I had a big Minecraft grind to do, and I thought, I'm really going to be pushing it if I do one today, and so I didn't, and I think that was a good call. I do not like to give myself excuses not to do the things I commit myself to, and you know what, it's hard to tell sometimes, is it a real excuse or not, and I think it was. I think it was like, no, it's a good reason to not actually stream. So I didn't stream on Thursday, peeps. Usually what I aim to do is to stream on the days that I don't upload a video, so you always getting something is the idea. I was hoping for a dungeon stream. I got the game myself now, says Taubar. I will stream dungeons when the expansion pack comes out. That's my current plan. Now I believe there's like a cut-off point here. We're actually gonna cut this off a bit ourselves, I think. Okay, there we go. Oh, I like this song. Someone in chat saying, watch out for the piglins. Yes, yes, we do have to watch out for those suckers. Right, Bleak Green is here for 37 months. We got E-Gamma, Marine Tuck for 8 months. TWX Banter with cheers and bits saying, do you think the shopping district will expand to the Nether? I don't know. I don't see the reason for it to be in the Nether, but if we run out of space, that would be a really good place to take it to, actually. You know, like we can talk a little bit about the Nether update. The Nether update's it's cool. Apparently okay, people are saying that the thing is frozen. I'm not surprised that it's frozen, okay? Hang on, if I think about this right, if I do that, then that. Okay, cool. I have a limited amount of real estate across these 2 monitors that I have, and so, you know, I basically got to click stuff in the right order so that I can see all of my stream settings and what's going on. So if I have like an additional Minecraft window, that's real estate that needs to be managed, essentially. So that's why I'm like faffing about and you can't see it. But believe me, there was some faffing about. It should be fixed now. Too much nether waste, says Consinity. You know what? I would have thought that initially, but I think the other biomes, you've got to remember, they're pretty strong, they're pretty characteristic. And without like a large amount of them, I feel like the more bland nether wastes being dominant is actually probably fairly well balanced. Feels to me like you can whiz around the nether with the firework rocket and find those other biomes pretty quickly. So I would say the balance isn't so bad. Not so bad at all, I think. And have we got visitors and guests? We've got a baby piglin over there, you know. Doing its thing. Dancing. Exploring. Got another one down there. Got to watch out for these suckers. Now don't be shooting at me, Mr. Ghast. Don't you know that's bad for your health? That's bad for your health. Stop doing that. Oh, I told you it's bad for your health. Goodness me, just don't listen. Alright, see you later. See you later. I'm actually going to fly over here a little bit and shoot this one as well, just because, you know, I think that one should be taken down as well. And then fly back over here. And did any piglins despawn? Alright, did they? Did they not? Maybe they did. If they did, it's a good thing for us. And that's why I did that. Okay. Okay then. I must make sure we get all of these blocks. Sweet. And then pop back down here. Right, we got the Locksmith live with the Prime, Little Bear 1232, Mr. Stew, Turkey Bubble, Galari with the Prime, Professor Dr. Pug for 33 months, Mad Cow Chow for 7, and Blep is here with a donation saying, what's the best thing you've eaten this year so far? Yeah, your question is impeccable timing, my friend, because today is my, let's not call it a cheat day, right? Don't like these terms too much when talking about food, but it's like my day for having a a good old big meal, and that's a curry. I love a massive curry. I get 2 curries, 2 sides, and a big bread, and I just one day a week, just, you know, absolutely enjoy myself having some food. And last week, okay, what I used to do is I used to order from the same curry house over and over again. Like, they knew me by address, they'd always say hello, and I'd always order the same thing. But then I started to think, you know, like, I look at the menus and I'm always thinking like, oh, but what if that's disappointing? What if I don't like that? But if you don't actually like try some different stuff, you'll never know if you you enjoy it or not, right? If you like this other curry that you could have. So I figured, like, if I decide to have a different curry and it ain't so bad, I thought about that in advance. I thought, hey, today this curry might not be so good. If it ain't so good, oh my god, you can swim up lava. What? What is that voodoo magic? That is cheaty. No magma cube. No. Do not fly. Do not fly up the lava stream. Can we beat him to it? Oh, now we've got a ghast on our tail. I am going to win. This will be my victory. Jump! Jump, I say! Oh, it's my victory. It's my victory. No one else's. No one else's. Need to get some of that in there again. Okay, so the general principle is like, you know, expectations lead to disappointment. So let's start with something simple, okay? A meal. Like, why, you know, okay, accept that it might not be so great. You pick something off the menu, it might not be so great. It's part of the whole choice anxiety thing, right? Do you ever find yourself just getting like a little frustrated or irritated in some way, like flicking through all the Netflix options? Alright, sometimes all this massive amount of choice can just be like a little unsettling. Not as great as you might think it should be. And so sometimes having that choice removed, oh, we've just had a ginormous sub bomb, by the way, is a really great thing. And just thinking about what you're going to do in advance lets you manage your expectations a little bit. So anyway, I'm making a really long story out of like ordering a curry, okay? So now I've just been ordering something entirely different every week and discovering loads of, like, I've been ordering from different restaurants, finding new dishes. Mango and chicken curry is amazing. Mango somehow just fits in a curry beautifully. And last week, okay, last week I had a lentil sag paneer dal. I've not had a dal curry before, but I love sag paneer. That's one of my favorites. And I like lentils, so I went for this option I never tried before, and I'm telling you, it was absolutely brilliant. It was such a great curry, and I love curry. And I had that with like another one, and oh, just absolutely gouged on it. It was great. It was great. So yeah. What was the original question here? What was the original question? What's the best thing you've eaten this year so far? That dish, definitely that dish. And I'm not going to have it again, actually. I'm going to try something totally different again today. Look at Curry Man. And, you know, here's another thing. Like, I'm not really into these, like, eating challenges. Ooh. Turned that into a bit of a melody. Turned it into a bit of a melody. Actually, let's just fly away. Okay, let's fly away and make them despawn, because there's too many of them in our area. Anyway, I'm not into these, like, you know, you see these videos of like, oh, I eat 10,000 calorie challenge today. Really not into that type of eating. For me, it's like once a week, big sort of meal to refuel, but like I've hardly eaten anything else today as well. That's the thing. I probably don't even like overeat by that much for a day's worth of eating. I'm very much into like maintaining a healthy relationship with food, right? It's so easy to get addicted to food and have cravings and eat unhealthy stuff, and so I'm very like regimented with what I choose to eat. Try to eat healthy options and make sure that like I'm on top of what I'm eating, and that's been going really well for a long time. And I've just incorporated this this big fat curry day into it, and I love it. It's good. You've got to have something to look forward to, right? That being said, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I eat. I love eating healthy food, so yeah, it was good really. But part of what helps is being able to talk about it. Jeez, I love talking about some food. Some of y'all know that if you've been to these streams before. Look, this is supposed to be a conversation, okay? I keep waffling on forever. Let's get through these noises. Willow, Tails, 77 with the Prime. Miro, the Cool with the Prime. Mickey's Gun, the 17 months. We got Spunky Monkey, 24 for 2 months. Mickey's Gun also, thank you for the lovely message about my base. I'm glad you enjoy it, you know, the base. I'm very happy myself with this. I said that earlier in the stream, didn't I? With how I had a concept for what we were going to do, and then we execute the concept, and it feels like it's all going really well. Shall I move our camera account around so it can see what we're doing a little bit more? I think I might relog as well to just kind of mark that we're working on a new area, so you can probably see me relogging. Oh, I hope that saved the replay file correctly. And actually from here, I can now kind of see where I need to be aiming at. Let's go... Yeah, that's right. Trigger night vision. Excellent. That's for camera accounts. Now you should get some better view of what's going on. Gonna stand in a safe spot for a second. We got the Locksmith live here with Cheers and Bits saying, very appreciative that Vanilla Tweaks was functional up to date for 1.16. Is there a way to collectively support those devs? Yeah, like participate in the Discord and on Twitter. There's no money involved in that project. It's sort of like done out of their goodwill, really. They took over my original idea, expanded it, did all this amazing stuff with the website. But if you become a part of the community over there, help other people and Discord and whatnot, I'm sure they'd appreciate that, you know. There we go. Oh no, I'm drinking water! Oh, you are just rude. Just rude. Any rude piglin. Pigman, whatever you are. Timber Drake is here with a subscription. And Sterling Grey has gifted 20 subs to The Quiet One, Crazy Overlord Games, Snap W, Punchman 11, Dr. Ian, Rosie MC, Link, Kai Zaku Kawaki, Jack Batlin, Shakao Draconis. What, wait, you can't be serious. Cobra 12466, Sphinx STO, Riffraff, Coronin, Little Miss Obvious MC, Hunter 555, Ace 3473, JRD N3, and Geese Rain. If you just heard your name being read out loud, thank you to Sterling Grey for gifting 20 subs and supporting our community. Very much appreciated. We've got Variable Cape 177, the Asian for 24 months, Spangle Boo for 34 months, and Arc for 28, and Wider Shins here with Cheers and Bits saying, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met that yet. I like that quote, that's a cool quote. Thank you so much for your Cheers and Bits, and a couple more coming through. Archer2X for 2 months, and Real Blurred 828 with the Prime. Thank you so much. It is appreciated. We are all caught up on the noises in the year. Let's have a look in chat. Vanilla Tweaks is really good. I use them in every survival world. Me too. Vanilla Tweaks is like essential for me. I love it. There's so many little things about the textures and whatnot where I'm always like, oh, this could be a little bit better, and Vanilla Tweaks makes a lot of that happen, right? The data packs too, they make a difference. Also, I don't want to say too much, but Space, I think right now, Space is working on a data pack that might not be possible because it's quite ambitious, but we're gonna potentially introduce something to Hermitcraft that I think, now I don't want to overhype it, okay? It's not like a Minecraft's new thing or whatever, but it's the kind of data pack I think anyone who knows of it will probably want to use on their server. Right? We've got something in the works that might just become one of those like got to haves, like the armor stand book, right? So many people use that now. We're working on something that might become like that, and we're gonna put it on Hermitcraft, and yeah, I'm really hopeful for it. It's a really cool idea. What car do you own? Are you into cars? Says Classic Mike. I own a black car, and I'm not into cars really. I used to be like, I used to kind of like turn my nose up at cars. I used to think like, oh, cars, they pollute, they're awful, like, I hate them. And I thought of them that way for a long, long time. And then I realised that, alright, yeah, I get it, cars pollute, but like, I've got to stick up my bum, basically. You know? But I just, because of that, I've never really been that interested in cars. I do like Teslas, though, like, Electric vehicles really interest me, but I've never just been a cars person. I'm never that fascinated by them. I like the look of some cars. Some cars have interesting shapes, but never been that into it really. And like I said, that's because I always sort of looked at them as a big problem. I was always like, oh, cars, man, they're so inefficient and like, you know, consuming all this fossil fuel and whatnot. I used to look at them like that. There's a lot of this stuff to clear. Where's that original marker, by the way? Like, I hate to think we've drifted off. We shouldn't have drifted off that far from it. In fact, I've kind of... It's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of been focusing on that area over there. It really is a massive landmass to clear. What's so weird is that when you're flying around with a camera count, it don't look like that much. It really don't. It don't look that much at all. And then you come here in survival and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, there's millions of blocks. Well, I will do it. I will do the grind. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, I tell you. What are we working on? New hub, says Greeton. Not exactly. My own personal hub is what we're working on. And man, my inventory just keeps filling up, doesn't it? What is your opinion about nuclear energy, says Taubar? I did a video for, well, a live stream where we talked about that on Asuma Says. So if you really want like some in-depth talk on that, my third channel has a video about nuclear energy. I'm of the opinion that, you know, perhaps the negative rap that nuclear energy got may have not been the best thing for us progressing forward in this world, right? Now, a lot of you are going to talk about Chernobyl and the obvious catastrophic risks that mismanaged nuclear energy could incur. But that was technology from many, many years ago. And if you look at how technology has progressed in all other fields since then, you know, technology improves with time. And it could just be the nuclear energy could be a lot better, a lot safer, a lot better done today. And there are a lot of experts out there saying that if we want to deal with this emissions problem we have and global warming and carbon and all of this, carbon footprint, like nuclear energy is kind of the next stepping stone. And the thing is, a lot of what we do, being on this planet, has both good and bad. Most things are just tied into being both. Whatever energy source we're going to produce is going to have positivity and negativity tied to it. Do you think solar panels are free? Do you think they're just 100% clean? Well, they're made out of resources we have to churn out of the ground using methods that can be damaging to the environment, right? Everything's all kind of interlinked and complex, and it might just be that nuclear energy could actually be a really great way for us to produce vast amounts of energy with minimal amounts of emission. Simo Ghostly says, Fukushima earthquake, how can you control that? So I listen to these podcasts with experts discussing it, and I don't really want to like say I know it in and out because I'm probably going to butcher what they would say, but I've heard them talk about that, and you know, they were sort of pointing out that, hey, that could have been a heck of a lot worse, but you know, not a lot of people died. Did anyone die actually? I can't remember, but I remember them basically sort of the tone around that event is like, that could have been worse and that was actually handled okay. But you know, if you build those kind of things in an earthquake zone, yeah. But again, like, yeah, Fukushima had 1 death. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, I remember it being no one died, someone else is saying. That's what I kind of remember. Like, you know, either no one or to the point where you could sort of say, well, you know, it wasn't as bad as it could have been in terms of the human toll, right? But then if you want to talk about the environmental toll, well, let's bring out the scales, because yes, there is a risk involved, but the thing with risks is you look at the risk as being big and catastrophic, whereas the alternative is like a daily... It's like, you know, if you smoke a couple of cigarettes every day, okay, your risk of getting cancer is going up. But if you were to just spend 1 day non-stop smoking, okay, I'm talking like a cigarette in your mouth the entire day that never goes out, do you think you would survive that day? I think the risk of you dying on that day would be probably really high. I don't know if it is, but I'm just trying to make an example, right? So if we're polluting by burning all these fossil fuels every day, there's like this accepted damage toll that's happening every day. And when we talk about the risk of nuclear energy, perhaps we're not thinking about the offset, right? Like, but yeah, there's that risk, but if the risk doesn't happen, then, you know, like weighing the scales, it's all tricky, right? And there's all these people with opinions on it. And I just like listening to it. I like listening to the conversations about it. And personally, I think I've been swayed. I've been swayed to the idea that if we did it right today, if we'd done it in a way where, you know, privately run gives you the impression that they might cut corners to make profits. Run by a government gives you the idea that maybe the system they put together doesn't bring the best people and it could be inefficient. You know, there's always like different ideas about how things are run. But if we could come up with a way to ensure that, hey, we're pretty much doing the best job we can, we're getting the right people involved, then I think, you know, nuclear energy could be viable and could potentially be the thing that we need, you know. So yeah, that's, and a lot of what I just said is pretty much what I said in that Zuma Says video. So, you know, don't go and watch it then. Jeez, okay, don't watch it. Right, we can't do this for the whole stream, can we? I think we're gonna have to fill up some shulker boxes and take a break here. I want to go get some ancient debris for our tools. Probably do a little bit of that. I kind of want to make today's stream interesting with like something that we do, and then tomorrow's stream we'll do something different, you know. Try and keep stuff interesting. But this is generally what streams end up being, right? Streams end up being the grind. Oh, trying to shoot at me, are you? They end up being the grind. Now I've got a couple of things here. I've got tools. Swap you around. That is Silk Touch. I've got that can go in there. I've got a bucket and a beacon. Yeah, okay, so bucket box and valuables. Not too keen on having these out when you're in the Nether and stuff can shoot it up, you know. Hey, I've got some more ancient debris there. I kind of want to hold on to some if ever I need it in like a project where I need like a blast resistant but movable block. I almost want an excuse to use that in a project, you know. I don't have one right now. It'd be so much fun to do that. Okay, we got noises in the ear. And where are we? Archer 2X for 2 months. Reliable Red 828. I believe we might have read those out. But Dr. Meme is here with cheers and bits, saying, damn, you X, it's almost 12 midnight and this curry talk is making me hungry. Also, out of curiosity, what's your favourite Nether biome? Side note, you've read my name like 3 different ways throughout the streams. Keep it up. That's just a feature, okay? Okay, that's just part of this streaming experience for me, okay? You get your name read out in ways you didn't even realise were possible. Okay, you're like, X, it's clearly not what the name says. Also, it's clearly different from the last time you read it. That's just how it goes over here. Man, those piglins can really hit hard. You've got to be careful out here. You got to be careful. So, yeah, on the hearing about food making you feel hungry, here's something I think like we should all learn to embrace, is just accepting feeling hungry when you're like it's not time to eat. That's something that I've had to do on my health and fitness journey, like over the years, is just kind of accept like you're gonna be hungry, and that's because like I had goals and, you know, like a place I wanted to get to with my diet and my eating, and I just kind of along the way realized that, hey, feeling hungry actually ain't that terrible, right? It ain't that terrible. A little bit of discomfort ain't the worst thing ever. And if you can embrace that, then, you know, next time you're feeling hungry and you know it's not really time to eat, like before you go to bed, you can kind of live with it a little. Oh god, that was scary. That means there's a hole up there. That goes to the top area, doesn't it? Wow. Hey look, we've not got much of this big old island left to do, that's for sure. Hungry at wrong hours, just drink more water, says Axel. Yeah, having a drink can actually really help with the hunger. That's true. And I drink a lot of water throughout the day. I'm going to drink some more right now. Now, I also had a question about what's my favourite nether biome. Definitely the basalt deltas. I just think the atmosphere of them is really gorgeous. Like, The design, the way it looks and feels, I love it. I mean, the other biomes are pretty great as well, but I think it's that like white specky atmosphere that just kind of like captures it for me. It was really good. I like the basalt deltas, they're cool. Betty Baghdadi is here for 26 months. We got Ruben VW for 4 months. We got Sir Speed Gaming, Ali B 21, official Jaden here with the cheers and the bits, and I'm getting shot at. How many times do I have to tell you and your friends? No. No, Mr. Ghast. No. How many times? Let's get back up here. Okay. Gonna keep on digging out this netherrack. Gonna do this big chunk, I've decided. We're gonna do this big chunk before we do anything else, because we've started on it and I'm recording a replay mod. Now, is there actually a cut-off point over here, or does it connect to that landmass? I'm gonna make a cut-off point. My cut-off point is gonna be somewhere like around here. Okay, like that. I'm gonna try and make it look not so obvious for now, in case I want to leave all of that over there. Actually, it probably would have helped to have come back here first, dug this down a bit, and then gone in for it. Right, we've also got... Oh wait, I never read the message. I love your streams, they are entertaining, and Stride Sumer is awesome. Thank you so much, official Jaden, glad you're loving it. Excuse me. Oh, a bit of a mouth burp there. Bit of a mouth burp. Okay. I'm curious. Oh! I wanted to know if that was one of those ones that goes down below. It's not, actually. It's not. We have learned something. Right, I'm now trying to make this look a little bit more natural, but I think we've probably butchered that for the most part. And there we go. Let's now pop ourselves down here. Start mining out all of this. So we have a little sub bomb from from 6 Speed Gaming, gifting subs to PC Pig, Innocent Soul, UW, Zoondork, The Villager O, and Gamer24. Free 8. Thank you ever so much for supporting our community, dude, with those gifted subs. Appreciate you. Okay. We got Parker187. With the Prime, we got Sputter Sizzle for 2 months. Official Jaden here with more cheers and bits. Oh, that's the same message. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get through the noises, but thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. We got Henry from Norway here with a subscription. Ben Geoffrey. Actually, it's not spelled like that, but Ben Jeffrey. We got Sarah Luhu, Luca Powers, Aphelion for 63 months, and oh man, here we go again. Indeed, indeed, my friend. And Cole Au has subscribed. Thank you so much. We got Sonkwa, probably butchered that name, with a donation saying, "Hex, with everything going on in the world regards to representation and all are there discussions about consciously and deliberately making the Hermitcraft crew more diverse to appear and represent to a wider variety of people." I will not say anything now as a representative of Hermitcraft. I'm speaking entirely of my own opinion. I absolutely want to see more equality in this world, more opportunity for people. But I believe in equality of opportunity. I believe that we need to address the roots of problems and what I would describe as the lottery of birth. The idea that you can just be born into a fortunate and affluent part of society out of pure luck. I want to see the scales level for everyone. Doesn't matter where you're born, what country, what race, what orientation, what gender. Like, you should be able to pursue and have the opportunities to do whatever it is you are, you as a human, to reach your potential. But I believe the way to go about it is to make that platform in the first place for everyone. What I don't believe we should do is try to force that representation, try to create equality of outcome. And I'll use an example which I think is probably what you're referring to as something that I disagree with. I got an email from Patreon where they said that they were, with everything that's happening in the world, they were looking to restructure their staff team. I'm not sure if that's the word they actually used or not. I don't really want to like make this sound worse than it is, but I think that's what they were getting at. They were talking about restructuring their workforce to represent a more diverse set of people. And to me, that sounds like, you know, some people might lose their jobs because they don't fit the right box. And it's kind of like the reverse of the problem we're trying to fix. Okay? So, as a group, as Hermitcraft as a group, again, speaking on my own opinion, not for the group, like, when we recruit people to join us, we in no way eliminate anyone based on any of those things that I said before. It is purely Minecraft and like what kind of content creator you are, right? It is not about skin color. It is not about gender. It's about none of these things. But obviously, you know that most of us are male. Probably, well, we're all a similar age group. And, you know, there are factors in this world, that can draw people to certain things. Like, computer games tends to be more male-oriented. And that might not even have anything to do with opportunity, right? That might just be the way it is, you know? Being born with this set of genetics predisposes you to be interested in particular things, whatever. Yeah, so, like, that could explain partially why it's this way. But there's probably also a part of the argument that could say, well, there are people that get disadvantaged in society based on their gender or based on their skin color because of, you know, history of racism and oppression. You know, how long did it take for women to get the vote and then for black people to get the vote? Like, those things still affect today. It's blatantly not equal. But I just don't agree that the way to deal with it is to create an equality of outcome where you say, well, it should be more fair, so let's try and make it look more fair by including these people based on this factor. I think that is going to cause problems because it means that then the reverse happens. Oh, you were born with an advantage and that means that you can't be a part of this or be a part of that. And that's like a recipe to, you know, inflame people and aggravate people who end up on the wrong side of the problem, right? So by going for equality of opportunity, we're trying to say let's make the playing field level. Let's not like order who's on the playing field. Let's make the opportunity of getting there fair. So I agree with like equality of opportunity, but I don't agree with equality of outcome. And that is the best way that I can articulate it. And I've tried to understand it from different perspectives, try to get the other side of the argument. But to be fair, it's quite rare that I come up against anything that's like rather articulate. I don't see a lot of great arguments for the other way of seeing it. But maybe I haven't been looking in the right places. And I want to find a good reason to see it a different way. But I really do think, like, you know, the way to fix it is to make it what it should be from the beginning, not to try and like skew the scales to make them fair. You know, got to fix the overall system. So that's kind of my opinion on that. Like I said, not speaking for Hermitcraft, but we did get asked that question at a Minecon once, and I tried to answer it there as well, which was it was about having more females in the group, and you know, I'd love to see more females in the group. It's not really a case of if you're female or male. It's just like we don't factor that in. It's not part of the discussion when we recruit people. It's about who you are as a person. If you're joining Hermitcraft, what kind of content do you make? How do you play Minecraft? What do you do in this game? And there is probably a tilt in the amount of players of Minecraft that are male, and then that reflects on our group and the way it's proportioned, you know. So that's why it is like it is. It is not in any way some sort of guys only club, right? You know. Let's promote people by their merits, says Axel Van Dijk. Yeah, what was it called? A meritocracy. Oh, jeez. I was listening to a podcast about that the other day, and they were talking about the failings of a meritocracy. And do you know what? It's kind of hard for me to articulate. When I speak on stuff, if I speak well about it, it's because I've really like thumbed through the idea. But I was listening to this podcast about the shortcomings of meritocracy, and I just can't quite remember how they were kind of putting it. But yeah, let's drop that because I literally can't remember. But it was really interesting stuff. Maybe if I hear about it a couple more times, it'll start to make sense more. Killen Dallas is strange how let's promote people by their merits only shows up when talking about women. I would be careful to think that way about stuff. Like, if you look for that, you'll probably find it where you want to. We talked about that earlier, like, give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, and try not to read too nefariously and stuff. But that message, again, maybe I'm not even entirely sure if I understand what you meant by that. Again, reading text, right? Difficult to figure out the tone and whatnot. Yeah, we've got like some sneaky piglins hanging around here. I'm going to fly away again because we just got a crazy amount of spawns and ghasts. How are my wings doing? They're doing great. By the way, you should see in this game that your armor and stuff is just like far more repaired and easier to deal with because of the smart mending that we now have in 1.16. Like, repairing stuff is just, you don't have to take off like parts of your armor or anything like that. It all just goes to where you want it to go, which is super good. I feel like I might have lost my way a little bit. Ooh. Where we at, homeboy? Where we at? Huh. Do I recognize this? Yes. So I am actually in this direction a little bit. I think this is it. Yep, there we go. There we are. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Let's keep at it. We're just gonna do this. You know, we're just gonna rip out this entire chunk of netherrack. I find it so funny. Like, I always try and plan to do something really cool, but I just end up doing something grindy. There's all this like new 1.16 stuff, and we're in the nether wastes, mining out netherracks. Just how it goes. Anyway, noises in the ear. Noises in the ear. Oh, I'm so far behind. My goodness me. Munster Backer here with the Prime. We've got Load Nikon for 33 months. And Amateur Radio Field Day, is it? Oh, okay, cool. There's always some sort of day being celebrated. You know, highly specific, that one. Highly specific. Thank you so much for the support. We got Yellow Meanie for 3 months. We got Asumo with a donation saying, wait, what? What? I don't remember doing that. Thank you, anonymous person, using my name. I appreciate your support nonetheless. Pablo Duroc is here with the Prime. Mrs. Cheeks is here with the cheers and the bits. Thank you so much. We got Arda Wires with the Prime. Fear My Paintbrush gifting a sub to Al Acrylic. Duty with the Prime. Air Alexium with the Prime. Mother of Corgis for 4 months. And Judge Gielo with the cheers and the bits saying, I agree, but things like YouTube and Twitch aren't equitable. Why do I feel like I'm reading that wrong? Equatable to content creators of color. So might that influence who even hits your radar? Yeah, I agree. I totally agree that, you know, representation is disproportionate on platforms. I agree. It's just the solution to that, to me, wouldn't be to force what looks like a solution, right? Like, to force create the equality. To me, it's like you have to get at the core of the problem so that the things that emerge on top of that then become the demographics are born of that fairness, okay? But maybe, you know, maybe there isn't a better way to go about it, you know? That could be a reason for doing things that way. I think if you want to, you know, ooh, there's a couple here. If you want to, like, help promote a creator, for, you know, whatever reason, like helping to promote a creator because they make great content seems obvious and inevitable, but to do it just because they have a particular skin color or something else. What's with the Fs? Did someone die? Or am I being trolled? Did we lose the stream? Anyway, I'm just gonna keep... Okay. F in chat. Okay, XP. I thought we'd lost the stream there for a second. It's alright, dude. It's alright. It happens. Yeah, where was I going with that train of thought? Like, it does seem like a strange motive for that to be the sole reason. I think you should promote a content creator's content because they make great content. You know? And I guess if they make good content and they fit a category that you think is underrepresented, then, you know, fair game. But there's something about it that just feels a little bit odd. You know, it just feels like the reverse of the problem. So that's how I feel about it. But you know, like I'm not trying to be Mr. I got the answer. Like I'm just trying to tell you how I think about it. Then you can think about how you think about it, and we share ideas. We'll hopefully come to better ideas by talking about them and discussing them. You know. Okay. Right. We got Tingid here with Cheers and Bits saying, I am a big proponent of not putting underqualified people into positions purely based on appearance of equality. In my opinion, it should be solely based on who's most qualified no matter what gender, race or background, etc., says Tingid. And dude, thank you for the Cheers and Bits. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But I think all the things that I've said before, I think it's always important when you make a statement like that to show that you understand the other side of the coin as well, because I've seen people say what you just said like less eloquently, and it can kind of sound a bit mean sometimes when it's not. It's really not. It's a very good point, and often the point is brought up about like firefighters, right? Do you want the person who's going to put out the fire in your house, you know, to be the best person for the job, or to represent a group of people? Did I see a ghast head with that? I did. Skedaddle time. Hey, I'm running low on these rockets. Gotta watch out for that. So yeah, again, like then when you say it like that, it might sound like you're not providing a solution. You're not providing an answer. But the solution, the answer should be to make it so that those root problems don't create that bigger problem that we're trying to fix. That everyone has access to becoming a firefighter or to obtaining a certain skill set. And there are so many things that disadvantage communities and societies from being able to obtain those sorts of things just by, you know, what neighborhood were you brought into. You know, we can all imagine, you know, like, right, you want to become president of the country, okay? You're born into some you know, like low-income neighborhoods with crime problems, or you're born into a family in the wealthiest part of the country with a huge estate. You know, who's going to have the better chance? What access are those? Is that newly born child going to have to things in their life? Like that's where it manifests. The lottery of birth. I've totally forgotten why I opened this. I skedaddled and then I noticed that I had low rockets. Brain, thank you for catching up. You know, all this waffling. Getting distracted. Right, XB, who caused the infamous effing chat fiasco of 2020 live stream day. I thought the live stream was dead, peeps. I thought it was all over. Thought my internet had gone kaput. It was XP Crafted here, gifting subs to the community again. Thank you so much, XP. 422 Tiger, Lemming Bird 147, MC Sultan 88, Firecracker, Zaka JJ. You've all been gifted subs from the one and only XP, member of the Hermitcraft community, and I believe streaming later today. XP, if you're still watching, tell the peeps when you're streaming so they know. Beautiful water. Most jobs, positions, etc. can be done with training. Some people are disadvantaged by access to training/education. The argument that hiring the best person to the job is the most important doesn't promote equality if access to training education is still unequal. See, I agree with everything you're saying. Everything you're saying there. But to me, the answer isn't let's get those people into that job. It's like you said, the education part. That's the bit to focus on, is to make sure everyone has equal access to education. And that is like one of the great places we could start, is just by making more robust education systems and social care systems, and giving people more and more opportunity for a better chance at these things, you know? So yeah, right, we went deep into that one, didn't we? And now we got Dementi DMK with cheers and bits saying, my counter question would be, do you think having the opportunity to see people like you represented in communities like Minecraft might be a part of the opportunity to succeed? Let me read that again. Do you think that having the opportunity to see people like me represented in communities like Minecraft might be a part of the opportunity to succeed? I don't know that it is. I mean, I'm not sure I fully understood your question, but I'll say this. I don't feel like in life like I've had too many disadvantages based on something I didn't choose, right? Like being male, being white, I see how there are obstacles for other people that I don't encounter. You know, I've had my own obstacles, everyone does, but I've never felt like they've come from that thing that I didn't choose when I was born, right? Sometimes they might have come out of misfortune or wrong place, wrong time. But I see that. So, as for me, I don't ever go around feeling like I need representation somewhere. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not bothered, or is it just because I see my same subset of like people everywhere, like white males. But then again, I don't feel particularly akin to being a white male. Like, it's not a flag I wave, for example. So I really don't know how I feel about that. It's weird, because it's like trying to put yourself... Like, I can put myself in the other person's shoes, but what I can't do is see that problem on my own spectrum, or perspective even. Your representation is everywhere, says Alpengrap. Yeah. So what's great about thinking about it that way, I guess, is that it makes you really think through what it would be like to live in society and just feel like you're never represented anywhere. I totally get that, but it's sort of like a I don't know, it's like a logic. There's a logic to it, like it's a negative reason, because at the same time I'm also feeling like, as a person, if I was of colour, different gender, orientation, I might also just not care that I'm not represented anywhere, right? And that's because me as a person, I'm kind of like I'm not very like, I don't really care that much what other people think about me. And that might be a bit weird to say as someone who makes videos, does streams, and people are like constantly sort of telling you what they think about you. Maybe that is a part of it, but at the end of the day, I feel like I know who I am and who my people are and like what's important to me, and like I will be the person to reflect on myself, and you know, and like I don't need anyone else to tell me. I guess, you know, people that are close to you, you value what they say to you and you listen to them. I'm not I'm never seeking some external validation from anywhere, so I don't know that I would, you know, like it's really weird. And I actually know someone who is trans and sort of generally doesn't care like about what anyone else thinks about it, or the movement, or any of that. Like, they know who they are and they're like at peace with it, you know, because I think there is capacity for the people to feel apathetic to it as well, right? It's a very, very interesting question, that. I really appreciate that question. That got me thinking big time. Really got me thinking about it. But yeah, I am very much of the... Like, I do not feel any kind of like need for representation. And that could be because it's out there, or it could be because I just don't really connect with that way of thinking and interacting with the world. Alright, minute 25, Lady Gecko have both subscribed. Dot dash dot is here with cheers and bits. Thank you so much. We've got Guthers here with cheers and bits saying, what about subconscious bias thought? X as part of the systematic issues in a Western culture. Not saying you're wrong, just playing devil's advocate. Goofers, playing devil's advocate is great. I do it all the time. Like if I'm listening to something and I have some sort of reaction and I'm like, oh yeah, I agree with that, I quite often just pivot to, but what if I didn't agree with it? Like, I think it's really good to try and see things from multiple perspectives. So, on the part about subconscious bias, I was reading something on Reddit. It's in unpopular opinion, and I quite like reading unpopular opinion because you can find some interesting stuff in there. And this one person was saying that like they were touching on racism and how that word gets used and thrown around, and it's kind of like a deep topic to dive into. And so I won't go into it too deep, but their essential point was that on some level everyone has an element of racism in them because we are all biased and we will be biased to other people's skin color. And I thought about that and I thought, yeah, that's right. That really is right, because here's me, Mr. Ignorance. I go around reading these books about how the brain works and how you have these natural biases, ways you interpret things. Stuff like you can show someone a video of them clapping their hands together and you can offset the sound so that it is in front or behind the clap. Yet the person watching that video can't tell the difference, and it's because your brain synchronizes and times the data. Like the way it feeds it to your conscious experience, it actually is constantly plugging bits of information together, and we experience this in various different ways. Like, have you ever like walked and looked at something in the distance and you know what it is, but then you get a bit closer and you have that sort of like brain melt moment where you're like, oh wait a minute, that's something else. You know, I thought that was a person, it's a post box, you know? And that is like your brain like feeding your conscious experience information, and you can get it wrong. And so bias is kind of tied into everything. Like we tend to think that we are you know, having a pure and true experience, but really it's like a put together experience in the mind, and biases and shortcomings appear all over the place, and learning about them makes you, you know, like see things a little different then. And so it's a really good point. You can't help but have some sort of different reaction because the element is different. Now, I think when we use the word racism, we often associate it with hate, people being mean, and you know, the bias that I'm talking about doesn't mean hateful. It doesn't mean that you've got something hateful in you, but you just will naturally have a different reaction. People of different hair color, height, you know, they will make you think different things. If you were in a relatively, let's say, dodgy situation, you've been out at a party or whatever, you're making your way home, it's late, you're in a strange city, and you get approached in the dark by a couple of you know, strange men, right? Imagine they're tall, right? You're probably going to feel more frightened than if they were short. And these are just biases. Like, you don't actually know who these people are, what they're going to say or do, but your brain has these like defensive instincts, and so there is bias at every level all the time. I just think like to be educated and to understand that exists within yourself gives you the tools to realize when it's like not acceptable, or it kind of oversteps some boundary, right? Let's with the boo. Get out of here. That was very, very close, wasn't it? That was too close for comfort, if you ask me. Too close for comfort. Ain't that right? Jeez. Right, that was a lot of waffling. Okay. Yeah, someone in chat just said, if you set up a level playing field for everyone, then a meritocracy could work. Yeah, that point about the meritocracy, I think that was kind of it. Like, if we have a meritocracy society, it might be all great that people get rewarded on their merit, but not everyone has the same opportunity to, you know, achieve that merit. I think that's what I remember hearing. Oh my god, the piglins. The piglins! The troublemakers! What are we going to do with you, eh? Stop running around! Okay, got you. And now we've got all of that glowstone. I was kind of hoping they would despawn because a lot of them are like gathered. Right, this is going to make one epic time lapse, I hope. And you know what, I'm done with just picking up all the excess netherrack now. Let's just get the rest of this taken care of. Because that was a huge chunk of land. And I believe that I've got to take out an even bigger chunk of land around here. I'm going to have to bring in some... Ooh, I might have to call in the boomers. Need some TNT in done, some blowing up. Or I might just do it myself. I do like a bit of TNT. Plus I've got a plan. I kind of wanted to do this all in one episode, but I might have underestimated how much netherrack there was here. Right, now I just want to focus on doing this tiny last little bit so that we can get back to reading those noises in the ear, you know. Oh, they're shooting at me. Please stop shooting at me. Okay, that's kind of all I'm going to do. Don't destroy my little marker. Whatever you do, don't destroy it. Right, now I need an escape plan. Oh! Escape plan. It will be a terrible escape plan. I know it. No! Ah, it wasn't good enough. Let's go this way. Uh-huh. Did I go too far? Yes! I recognise it. Ow! My poor little face hitting the netherrack. Okay. This is how we get back. COD DNK says, hey X, what books would you recommend to get into psychology and how our brain works? Go to my website, assumavoid.com, and click on the knowledge page. And there's this video about a book called Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow. And that was a really fascinating book for me to read. And then since then I just kind of hear, you know, loads of stuff about it and love it. Right, noises in the ear. Okay. Right, Epic K9 10 for 40 months. I don't see why netherite is so hard to obtain, but that much of a real upgrade enchants almost entirely negate what netherite upgrades expect the knockback resistance. It should be a bit more common. You know what? I almost agree with you, but I think it's nice to have one little grindy thing like that. A lot of the Minecraft updates have removed the grind, and to add in something that is actually a little bit grindy, I think it balances things out in other ways. Anna Bomb Banana is here gifting a sub to Mia308. Thank you for supporting our community. We've got German Creep Plays for 9 months saying, I see that X is streaming. I watched the stream, it's that simple. Awesome, dude. Let's log out of my camera account. Saving that replay file. Whew. Gonna be a couple of big replay files to edit there. Jab Channel is here for 8 months saying, Nayalo, how's it going? Going good, thanks for asking. I'm actually going to log that out of here as well, so it's not on your screen. And, you know, this is going to break something later on, isn't it? Let's go and remove my Minecraft 2 capture as well. We got a donation here from Wazer Malone saying, hey X, I've heard that it's been super hot in England lately. How does this affect you doing sport? I like running, but it just doesn't work for me if it's over 25 degrees. Yeah, I don't like doing sport in the heat at all. Running, weightlifting, but I've actually been doing a fair bit of it, and it's because for me, I've learned to embrace discomfort. This is something I kept hearing Joe Rogan go on about, that he talks about exercise and running with this word discomfort thrown in, and it really got me thinking about it. When you go and run, and it's taxing on your body, it's a pain, but one of the things I kind of learned naturally over time is you have this mentality of go on a little bit more, keep going, it's not that bad, it'll be over soon, and enjoy the run. And then after a while, hearing that word discomfort really got into my head, and now all of a sudden, all of these things that are difficult feel far less difficult when I realise that it's just discomfort. Because it's something you can actually put up with for a fair amount of time. And so for me, when it's hot now, I kind of just embrace it a little bit more, and I'm like, all right, it's hot, it's discomforting, but I'll do it. I'll get it done. It's, you know, I know the difference between when something might injure me, or when I'm sick, or it's going to be bad in another way. I know the difference, so I'll embrace a little bit of the discomfort and do that. Now, I did that today because today I went for a run, and then I did a bunch of pull-ups right after. And usually I've got these things more spaced out and I have meals in between, but because today's my cheat meal, I only had 2 small meals, and so all of my working out and exercise was a bit more strenuous than usual. But like, it's only a bit of discomfort, and just learning to put up with that, it's just, you know, it's not that bad. So when it comes to the heat, I'm actually tolerating it a lot more than I used to. Let's put it that way. Okay, now not all of this is working because I've run out of fuel down the end here. But all of this is looking good, and it loves to skip over this one furnace, which is just super annoying. It's also smelting some other stuff by the look of it. Okay, let's continue with the noises in the air. I'm actually 20 minutes behind, I can't believe it. ML Palmer here, subscribing. Thank you so much. We've got the Locksmith Live with Cheers and Bits saying, best argument I've heard for the other side is when considering 2 equally qualified individuals, pursuing the one who has overcome more disadvantage will yield more resilient candidate. That is a really great point. I like that. Now initially I'm thinking like, well, is it then fair to pivot to this person just because of some factor? But if you have equally qualified individuals, then yes, the other person is potentially, only potentially, because again, if you base it on the color of someone's skin, okay, whatever your skin color is, you can come from a poor background or a rich one. But obviously, if you're going to roll the dice, we know where, you know, the chances of you coming from either one is based on that. But yeah, you know, because you could potentially actually give it to the person who didn't overcome this more disadvantage, right? But if you do, overcoming disadvantage is probably a strength of character as well. It'll probably be the tipping of the scale, if anything. I like that. No, I like that a lot. That makes total sense to me. Thank you for your cheers and bits. We got Wider Shins here at Cheers and Bits saying the idea behind hiring more minority people is to both help them get a leg up and to keep the company accountable. Make sure they aren't excluding hires based on minority biases. Yeah, okay, so like trying to pick out systemic biases and all of that stuff with statistics and numbers is really tricky stuff. I've watched tons of videos flipping numbers in all sorts of directions around, you know, workforce representation stuff. And the thing with numbers and charts and statistics is you can kind of yield them in so many different ways. Obviously, you don't want any kind of bias, like an individual going, well, I'm not hiring that person because they're this color or that color, right? You don't want that. We totally got rid of that. But we've got to be careful not to, you know, create perceived problems where there aren't. Like giving people a leg up, to me, that attitude should be at the root level, like education and childcare, and you know, from the beginning of a person's life, we were all born equal. At the beginning of our life, we were all equal, but then depending on what womb you came out of, you know, then all of a sudden the equality starts to disappear, and no child chooses any of that. So that's where I think like you should aim to solve the problems at the root, because if you go further down the line, there's so many more factors, and yeah, then it falls prey to being, you know, used by the wrong people. Like, because this is one of the things I've said before. Like, I think reparations or something like that, conceptually, is an idea that I would be perfectly fine with happening. But I know there would be people out there that were born disadvantaged that wouldn't be a part of reparations, that it would then give them the fuel to think this is so unfair. Like, what about me? You know? And so that's why I don't believe in tackling things that way. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or they're right to see it and think about it that way. I just understand what that could be like. Okay. We're going to go get our hands on some ancient debris for the last part of this stream, I think. We'll do that with some TNT. We'll have a little bit of fun. We need to bring one of these with us. We need to declutter this inventory a little bit. Not sure I'm going to need a shovel. I got some gas tiers. I got a... I've still got the stream torch. That's good. Firework rockets. We got those. Glowstone and gas tiers, eh? Huh. Alright, Puzzle Freck here for 30 months. No One, Speed Demon with the Prime, Palom Boom 1212, Farah Therese, T-Sax Beats, Albar 9, Mew 26061, Coffee Catastrophe, Cap'n Much. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Pengu Soldier, the Sneaky Turtle subscribing. We've got Albar with the cheers and the bits twice. Thank you so much for those cheers and bits. We've got Demon King 98 subscribing, Sergeant Psycho, TT Dark for 12 months, Philippa Hark. We got Alba 9 gifting 10 subs to Prut Sensti Prutza, Dog and Shep, Raven Ronald Craft, Integer, TBNR Woods, Max Qual Game, Rain7711, Fans 101, AliCams05 and Sveni00. Thank you so much for gifting those subs, dude. Really appreciate it. Mystic Muth here for 2 months, and Albar9 with more cheers and bits. Again, thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. We also got Dr. Meme here with a big message, cheers and bits, saying, in my opinion, that definitely works in an ideal world, but we have to overcome the disadvantages that hinders minorities first. Equality, equal opportunity probably works in a reliable community like Hermitcraft, but out in society, different cases, of course, though I agree that it should definitely be an equal opportunity kind of selection if we are to overcome obstacles minorities first, then that require the help of those who aren't minorities as well. You know, I'm not sure at what point in the conversation you waged in with that, but let's say we put a little bit of a wrap on this conversation. Based on all that I've heard, it's been really fascinating. For me, like, I think, like I say the root, I'm talking about like childbirth and, you know, think from that point onwards, and I feel like educational systems can be improved, and you know, it's really difficult to try and explain it in a way. You know what children are like if you've been around them a lot. They're full of innocence and like just this unbelievable natural good spirit, and I think at, you know, at that level, that's where we should make the play field for people as equal as possible in their youth, in their upbringing. But yeah, I think we've gone through this topic a lot today, and I kind of probably just going around in circles now, aren't I? Okay, Alba9 again with cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the support ever so much. And thank you for gifting those subs as well, dude. Can't thank you enough for supporting our community here. We got OCO Cat 12 for 12 months, and Hordgy is here for a subscription. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We need to talk more about food, says Joe Dragon. Well, I'm looking forward to ordering my curry after this stream. Gonna order that and then pop on the treadmill. So I gotta earn it, you know. The last couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure I probably was still in a deficit after having a massive curry, but that's the way I roll. You know, I'm kind of getting closer and closer to my goal. I just don't really know what it's gonna be like when I get there. Alpen Glow Up says, fascinating discussion today. Possible Assumer says video. Always a possible video. Flash says, I need to order a curry right now. Just ordered some from the local place. Awesome, dude. Hope you enjoy it. Right, that's where I TNT blasted earlier. So we'll go a little further along. We have noises in the ear from BearBob04 gifting a sub to Overpowered Spoon. We've also got Alberizio for 5 months, and MC Hatter has subscribed. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy the stream. So, what's that there, by the way? Ugh, I kind of don't want to be too near anyone else's tunnel, really. Let's try, yeah, I thought I had avoided all of that. Let's go back to where we blasted out before. Does that mean someone's been going at it again? Through these or did I just... were there a bunch? I think there was a bunch of them already. Okay, that I blasted through. Right. So if this is the last one, and I come over here, a fair bit. Let's go to about. Oh, look, there's another corridor. Let's use this. Let's use this corridor that already exists. And I apologise if visibility is terrible, but it's just gonna be terrible, basically. It's just gonna be terrible. I'm not gonna make a nice song. Give me your tacos is here for 3 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Peeps in chat are saying thanks for the discussion. No problem. Dr. Meme here saying it's fascinating to hear and read all the discourse among chat, and thanks for not being dismissive. Yeah, that's what we should be. We should be respectful to one another, listen to one another. Like there's all this craziness going on in the world right now, and it's almost like everything's a dumpster fire. You can just go onto Twitter and see awful stuff. People being mean to each other. But what we need to do is listen to one another, communicate, try to understand, have a conversation. And, you know, let's not make a conversation about, oh, I'm right. You've got to listen to other people as well, you know? I think that's what the world needs a bit more of right now. Because it just feels like every other day. Man, I'm sick of it. Like, I kind of want to use Twitter less. Just because I keep seeing stuff on my feeds. That I just, you know, I sort of naturally disagree with it, right? But I think it's the nature of Twitter that makes that experience unpleasant, because people are like making these short statements that are like absolutions. Like so often do I see people sort of creating an argument for the person that they're disagreeing with. Like, you know, you'll see it like that kind of like, oh, liberals say this, Democrats say that, but what about this thing? Oh, they're so stupid. Like, all these little logic points that people share. Just trying to make it out like their imaginary person they're arguing with is the stupidest person ever. I can't stand that stuff. It's just so silly and destructive and toxic. And I keep seeing it on Twitter lately, and it's just driving me nuts. Like, I'm trying to think of a more specific example, but I've just seen... You know, you see it on Reddit as well, is another place I see it, where people like to like gawk at one another or find a video of someone, you know, not behaving in the best of ways and just make it all about their group of people versus this group of people. It's just not a great way to interact with the world, not a great way to think and feel about other people. I need a little bit less of that. Right. Y'all ready to have some fun? Y'all ready to have some fun? Let's read some noises in the ear before we do. We got Albar9. Oh, sorry, Alabalar. Oh, I say it different every time. Alabar9. Gifting 10 subs to Meg1234, Hand 5211, Lockie Kid and Nuke, The Pesky Bird, UTX Kid X, Creeper Hunter, Magic Turtle, Soundwave Hope, Fruit Chew, and V Schwarty 999. Thank you so much again for supporting our community, and thank you again for more cheers and bits, dude. You've been very generous today. I appreciate that. Mattman118 with cheers and bits saying, normally I just lurk, but just wanted to help support one of my favourite hermits. Thanks for being so awesome. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate your contribution. Legit Ringo says, what are your thoughts on Jenna Marbles leaving YouTube? Right, so hang on, one more noise in the ear. Tickler with the prime. My thoughts? Okay, so this is the first I'm hearing of it, basically. But I know she's like old school, original YouTuber. I have no idea why she's leaving though. And my initial... Oh, that's supposed to have fire on it. And that's really weird because it had fire on it earlier today when I did the same thing. What? What? Maybe I didn't use my bow. Maybe I used the flint and steel. That was really strange. I was like, I did that earlier, did I not? I don't know why she's quitting. Like, if there's a bigger reason around it, some sort of controversy or decision that is disagreeable with, I don't know. But if she's just quitting because she wants to move on, then I totally get it. You know, YouTube is like, when it's successful... Oh, sweet. So I've got some straight away. When YouTube is successful, it's extremely rewarding. When it's not, it can be draining. It's, you have to be incredibly passionate to do this thing full time. It's only a dream job if... Let's concentrate here. It's only like a dream job if what you're doing you genuinely love. Fortunately for me, I've ended up in a position where I really do genuinely love what we're doing here. And that makes this incredibly, like, demanding job kind of easy, you know. Well, not easy. It's just like you're passionate. Your passion drives you, and therefore it's doable. And after you've been in this game for a long, long time, I can imagine it losing its charm and being something different. So the thing with YouTube, though, is that if you're like a really big channel like hers is, I imagine the incentive to keep going is just pretty clear. Like, you can just keep doing it and, you know, raking in all these views and whatnot. And I think if someone's like tied to doing it just for that, and then they have the guts to like, actually, I'm going to quit and move on. I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing, because yeah, I can see it being like a bit of a leash, especially if you're one of those like mega successful channel. Read chat peeps explaining. Okay, I'll have a read a chat. People are mad at what she did 10 years ago. Oh, is it a cancel culture thing? Well, if it's part of cancel culture, I do not like cancel culture, okay? People change over time. You grow. You become someone different. I am so different from the person I used to be. And I know that other people out there will be different from the people they used to be. People I know are different from what they once were. Like, part of life is growth and evolution. And maybe some people change for the worse, but I think most people probably change for the better with time. And so things that you've done in the past, you can talk about it, you can address it, you can say, here's what happened, here's why, here's how I changed. You can do all of that. But the cancel culture to try and remove the conversation around it, I think is damaging. If you think about the conversation we've had today, what's been great about it is that it was a conversation. I wasn't forcing my opinion down your throat. I was trying to explain why I think this way. What are the different components of that? Here's why I think it. What do you think? You know, let's get these ideas out and try and find the good ones and have a conversation about it. That's what's important. And cancel culture tends to seem to want to remove all of that and just say, nope, you know, the mob has decided you're cancelled. So if that's what's happening to her, whatever she did 10 years ago, I'm going to guess that she's probably not the same person. And if that's the reason she's been forced off or just decided to leave YouTube, then, you know, that's kind of sad, really, that it comes down to that. I mean, people that have learned from bad things that they've done might have a lot more to offer that's valuable than just cancelling them as well, you know? Might have a lot more to offer than just being cancelled. Might be far better if you were someone to speak on the matter. I don't know, but I don't know the specifics of this one, but that's just what I think. I think it's dangerous to run around trying to cancel people. It's like a silencing, you know, where we need to be informed. Like, even people who have... Okay, this is a bit of a, like, a tricky one, but, like, the idea is that fascists want to shut down free speech, right? I really don't think you should fight fire. I don't think you should shut down fascists by then not letting them speak. I think that you should fight their ideas with better ideas, okay, and have discussions. Because when you silence people, it kind of gives it more power when it's been silenced. And it seems like something's been wronged, right? When people get deplatformed, then all of a sudden their views, whatever they are, their opinions, they then have that power to, like, I've been deplatformed and here's why it's wrong and here's why you should listen to me. And that's dangerous, I think. We should let people air their ideas and then let other people air their ideas, and I believe that the better ideas will come out on top. Okay, noises in the ear. We got Pedraz saying, hey X, I have a villager trading hall. The villagers won't turn into zombie villagers. Instead, the zombies kill them. Dude, thank you for the cheers and bits. I have not done enough of that stuff to know about it. This might be a bad place to mine, by the way, I've just realised. We probably want more netherrack. Is this ever going to end? I think I'm going to turn around. Oh, right, yeah. People in chat, I get it now. They're saying hard difficulty. Make sure you're on hard difficulty, dude. I was going to say, I haven't done enough of that, so I can't really be of help. But maybe hard difficulty will help. Jedaru, subscribe to Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Santa of Scar is here with cheers and bits. Twitter's a weird place. I prefer Tumblr. And I have no idea who Jenna. What's the issue with her? Well, Jenna Marbles is just an old school, like, you know... I don't know when she was on the platform, but she was like one of the biggest in what, like 2008? So that's going way back. And I think she's maintained a big channel and viewership for a long, long time. But yeah, you know, if you've been uploading videos of yourself for over 10 years, you know, something you did 10 years ago is going to be unacceptable compared to today. And this is why I prefer a conversation. Like, I think people should understand that society is like going in a better direction. And that because people said something nasty 10 years ago, well, I don't even know what she said, but just drawing on general cancel culture stuff. Like things that happened 10 years ago, whatever, like it's always been like that. I've got a keen interest in history and I watch historical documentaries. Sometimes it's like, you know, about the Egyptians. Sometimes it's just about pop culture. And the constant engagement with seeing the past, you realise like racism used to be way more casual and bigger a problem than it ever is. And I am in no way diminishing that there is a problem that needs to be solved. I'm just saying that if we get it historically accurate, we have been heading in the right direction. We're getting things better. We've got a long way to go, but we've been getting things better. And we need to learn from that. We need to understand that and keep it in perspective. And I think cancel culture doesn't offer perspective. It doesn't, just wants to, I don't know, it just wants to... it's very like authoritative and I don't know, that kind of ideology, right? I don't know what words to use. Just anyway. Kiriamak says, stop calling it cancel culture. It wasn't cancel culture. Again, I've been trying to say I don't know the specifics. Someone asked me, but chat suggested it sounded like a cancel culture thing. Sana, thank you for the cheers and bits. Polkian is here for 6 months. Alabar 9, if I can get it right, is here with more cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. We got Cobra 5 with the Prime and X-Manus 12. Thank you so much. The Late Avenger. I am not saying that fascism is an idea that should be tolerated in society. I'm saying that silencing people is dangerous. Okay? If someone has fascist ideas and wants to say things related to fascism, okay, if we silence them, silencing is an act of what fascism would do, right? It's like, to me, it's like fight fire with fire. We like, people should be able to understand their ideas and then hear the better ideas. Just the method of silencing is worrying. It gives them ammunition for their cause, and I think people are smarter than that, you know. But no, it shouldn't be tolerated. I just don't think silencing it is the answer. I think if you silence it, you make it stronger, because it plays into the ideology. It's a difficult one to get your head around. It's like a freedom of speech thing, right? I really genuinely believe in freedom of speech. No matter what someone's saying. If we take away speech, then you have the problem of who's deciding whose speech gets taken away. That's what fascists want to do. They want to take away the speech of people that oppose them. And then the tactic to do the same thing in reverse, I think, is dangerous. Ew! Got some straight away that time. Brilliant. Any more there? Nope. Did I pick it all up? Hopefully. There's actually like really big gravel deposits down here. I might use the Nether to get some gravel in the future. Oh, good God, that was a bad jump. By the way, it's probably turning around time, actually. I'm glad I went and looked at the clock. Cub Fan is next. Cub Fan is online. That is brilliant. Glad I noticed that. Okay, noises in the ear. We got Cobra with the Prime and Legit Ringo with Cheers and Bits saying, she had a bad spray tan back. Wait, I feel like I'm reading that wrong. She had a bad spray tan back then, and people now thought it was blackface. She was also in a rap video with a line that had a racist Asian joke, which is actually written by Timothy DiLigetto, who is Asian. She left YouTube because she didn't want to risk offending anyone. I hope that she risking it. You know, I probably need to think over this before I say too much more about it, really, because some thoughts are popping in my head, but I really, need to know the situation better. Yeah, like things that were more acceptable those years ago and are not now, getting cancelled over it. I just, maybe she's not getting cancelled. Maybe she chose to leave herself. I don't know the full picture, right? But the blackface thing, I mean, geez, there's another rabbit hole. I mean, the history of blackface is if you understand its history, okay? So if someone turns up at a party wearing blackface, that could potentially be innocent, or they think of it as a bit of a fun. If they understood the history of blackface and its origins, they would probably understand actually it's not really cool. And I think getting the idea out there that blackface ain't cool is a pretty good thing. But being cancelled for it, I'm not sure if that's the best way to go about it. You probably know my feelings on that by now, right? But yeah, like if you I think Vox has a really good video on it. The history of blackface is pretty damning, and like something that kind of needs to go. Right. But the other thing is that sometimes people's choices are very innocently motivated, is what should be remembered, without knowing the history of it. And that's why, rather than cancel, let's educate. Apparently there's one in the corner above me. No! No, where? It's too late. It's Cub Fan can have it. You can all go tell Cub where to get it. Jeez. Nah, we'll leave it. I don't want to risk farting around down there and... Oh, hello, my friend. I don't have a bucket for you. Yeah, get on down there in that lava, buddy. Get right on in that lava. Come on, dude. I just try to show you the way. I try to show you the way. That's all I try to do. I am I am wondering if I'm going to go AFK at my farm again. Yes, I think I will actually. Sharo Manaroos here, gifting the sub to BG Monster X1 fan for 8 months, and Anonymous has gifted a sub to Impulse SV. Thank you so much for giving those subs, appreciate it. The one and only Impulse, eh? Okay, some people are informing me that it wasn't cancel culture. That's fair enough. I mean, everything I said about cancel culture, I think is valid to the examples of it I've seen. But if she stepped out of her own accord, that's quite the thing to do, really. It does feel a little strange that someone would choose to leave based on stuff they once did, as in opposition to talk about it and say, hey, I did this thing once and you should know that it's not right anymore. Like, we thought different back then and now we think this way about stuff. We're better educated. That kind of makes sense, but like, if she's leaving over it, what, does she feel guilty? It sounds a little... Protestant. I think you should go look up the history of blackface, okay? Don't think of it as just putting paint on your face. There is some... imagine it like walking around cracking a whip, right? Like, it can be damn insensitive if you understand the historical meaning of it. So, go look up the history of blackface and understand its origins, because it did not originate with good intent, let's say. And then you'll probably understand like why it's pretty revolting. History of what? Blackface. Did I not just say it? Right, we got Anonymous gifting a sub to Shankill and Pup Locky here, which is, with a donation even. saying, hey, got a weird video idea. You should see if you could get a speedrunner to speedrun Minecraft on the Hermitcraft seed, then do a tour of the Hermitcraft season world with them. It's a weird idea I got. If someone wants to, you know, our seed is public, so if someone wants to speedrun it, but, you know, I don't think that then means you get a world tour if you do it or something. Thank you for the donation, dude. Appreciate it. OG Crazy Gamer is here for 2 months, and we got Belt Fed Joe with a donation saying, not to go off topic, but my 8-year-old just indignantly asked me, why is your pick still be silky if you're now a Strider? Oh man, I've been called out. I've been caught. It needs to be Strider Silky. Yeah, I might rename them. I'm going to keep this skin. And I asked people what they thought of this skin. And I think it's pretty resounding that people like the new skin, but blatantly the bee was better. And the wind has just opened my door. That was kind of scary. Now, Alabar9, thank you so much for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. I've had no communication with Cub. I hope he is live. Let's click the raid button. Cub is live. Cool. So we can go and riggedy raid. I don't know where Cub is. Also, Alabar, thank you so much for your sub bomb. 10 more subs gifted out here. That Kiku, Pad Joke, Not a Craft, Floppy the Whale, Night Fawn, FTW, Kamikaze Ace, Hoey Dar, Miss Dee, A9atur, Pesgalosson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and Alabar, thank you so much for gifting everyone subs. Sunda's here with cheers and bits, and if TNT Jubin is allowed, you might want to check out Ray's video. It's crazy smooth to get Daybreeze. I probably got an idea what that's about, but thank you for the tip. And CR4 Chris is subscribed. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, good to go. Alright, let's see if Cub wants the torch. I am now just going to send you over to Cub, peeps, okay? So before you head out of here, be sure to hit the follow button. And also, we're doing this again tomorrow. So thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you to all of my Patreons. Your support is appreciated. And go enjoy Cub fans live stream. The day continues on. Okay, hit that raid button in chat, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.